You wake up, and before your eyes are even fully open, you already know something's wrong. Your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth. There isn't a drop of moisture left to swallow. Maybe you keep a glass of water by the bed now, just so you can talk before breakfast. And somewhere along the way, someone told you this is just what happens when you get older. Drink a little more water. Don't make a fuss. And water does help for about 30 seconds. Then it's gone, and you're just as dry as before. Here's what almost nobody tells you. That dryness isn't random, and it isn't just aging. It's your body sending a signal every single morning about something happening underneath the surface. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly what that signal means, why it happens to some people and not others, and the simple thing you can check tomorrow morning before your feet even hit the floor that tells you more than most doctors ask about in a routine visit. Most people brush this off for years. Today, I want to make sure you're not one of them. Let's talk about what's actually happening while you sleep, because it's more surprising than you'd think. Every night, without you knowing it, a small amount of the fluid in your mouth slips down the back of your throat. It's called microaspiration, and it happens to almost everyone. A completely normal, harmless part of sleep. In a healthy mouth, that fluid is mostly harmless too, because saliva is doing quiet work around the clock, keeping the bacteria in your mouth in check. So that tiny bit you breathe in overnight is mostly clean. Your lungs handle it without a second thought, and you never even knew it happened. But take the saliva away, let the mouth run dry night after night, and something changes. The bacteria that were being held back are suddenly free to build up. And that little bit of fluid sliding into your airway at 3 in the morning isn't clean anymore. It's carrying more than it should. This is very important, especially if you've noticed yourself getting more colds, more chest congestion, more of those coughs that seem to linger longer than they used to. A lot of people never connect a wet cough in January to a dry mouth in June, but they can be part of the same story. And that's just the first thing saliva does. Here's the part that catches almost everyone off guard. Saliva isn't just there to keep your mouth comfortable. It's the very first step of digestion. The moment you start chewing, an enzyme in your saliva begins breaking down the food in your mouth before it even reaches your stomach. Saliva is also what lets you actually taste your food, what softens it, what makes eating the easy, enjoyable thing it's supposed to be. Take that away, and eating quietly stops being a pleasure. Dry food scratches on the way down. Swallowing takes effort you didn't used to need. And here's the part nobody warns you about. People respond to this without ever deciding to. They eat less. They start avoiding the foods that take more work, the meats, the whole grains, the raw vegetables, which, of course, happen to be some of the most nutritious things on the plate. And they drift, without noticing, toward the soft, easy foods that slide down without a fight. The plate still looks full, the meal still gets eaten, but the body behind it is quietly being fed less and less of what it actually needs. This is very easy to miss, because nothing about it looks dramatic. It looks like ordinary life. A little less appetite here, a little more tea and toast instead of dinner there. And that's exactly why it goes unnoticed for so long. Sometimes for years, while the body quietly runs on less than it needs. So here's the question worth sitting with for a moment. If your mornings have looked like this for a while now, the dry mouth, maybe a little less interest in food than you used to have, maybe more colds than you remember getting a few years ago, is that really just getting older? Or is it your body trying to tell you something specific, something you can actually do something about? That's exactly where we're headed next. So let's get to the part that actually changes things. Why does this happen in the first place? Because once you understand the why, you know exactly what to do about it. For a lot of people past middle age, the answer is sitting in a cabinet in the kitchen or the bathroom. It's the medications. This is worth saying plainly, because almost nobody puts it together. Dry mouth is one of the most common side effects listed on ordinary, everyday prescriptions. Blood pressure medication, antihistamines for allergies, water pills, certain antidepressants, sleep aids, bladder control medication. If you're taking one of these, that alone might explain your mornings. If you're taking 2 or 3 together, the effect doesn't just add up, it can compound faster than you'd expect. This is very important, so let it sit for a second. If you take several medications regularly, it's worth asking your doctor or pharmacist for what's sometimes called a medication review, specifically asking whether any of your prescriptions combined could be drying you out more than any one of them would on its own. That's a real, reasonable question to bring to an appointment. You are allowed to ask it. But medications aren't the only story here, and this is where it gets interesting. Because the exact pattern of your dry mouth can actually point you to the real cause. If your mouth is driest first thing in the morning and gets better as the day goes on, that often points toward breathing through your mouth at night, sometimes tied to snoring or restless sleep. Worth mentioning to your doctor, especially if you wake up tired no matter how long you slept. If dry mouth shows up alongside getting up multiple times at night to use the bathroom, that combination is worth having your blood sugar checked. It's a simple test, and it's better to know than to wonder. If it comes with dry, gritty eyes, that sandy feeling, like something is always slightly irritating them, that pairing points toward the glands themselves, and it's absolutely something a doctor can evaluate and help with. And if your dry mouth comes with muscle cramps, especially in your legs or feet, that can be a sign your electrolytes are a little off balance, which matters more if you're on a water pill. Here's what I want you to really take from this. Your dry mouth isn't just a nuisance, it's information. It's one of the very few signals your body gives you that you can actually start reading yourself at home for free before a single test is ever run. A lot of people spend years assuming this is just getting older and never once mention it to their doctor because it doesn't feel serious enough to bring up. It is worth bringing up. And I want to be honest with you about one more thing, because I know some of you are already reaching for a glass of water right now. Water helps for a moment, genuinely it does, but it can't replace what saliva actually does. Saliva isn't just water. It carries proteins and minerals that coat and protect your mouth in a way plain water simply passes through. So please, keep drinking your water. It still matters. Just don't blame yourself when it doesn't fully fix the problem. It was never designed to. So now you know what's causing it and how to read your own signal. What's left is the part everybody actually wants. What do you do about it, starting tomorrow morning? That's exactly where we're going next. So here's exactly what to do starting tomorrow morning. None of this is complicated, and most of it costs you nothing. First, run a simple check before you even get out of bed. Before you reach for that glass of water, just notice, is there any moisture in your mouth at all? Is it thin and watery, or thick and stringy? Any strange taste? Can you swallow comfortably? Or do you need a sip of water first just to get started? Do this for a few mornings in a row and jot down what you notice. That small bit of information is more useful to a doctor than you'd think. It takes the guesswork out of the conversation and helps them actually help you. Second, take stock of what you're taking. Write down every medication, every supplement, everything over the counter, all of it, on one page. Bring it to your doctor or pharmacist and ask directly whether any of it, alone or combined, could be behind your dry mornings. If you're on several medications, ask specifically whether anything can be adjusted or swapped for something gentler. This is very important. Never stop or change a medication on your own. This is a conversation to have with your doctor, not a decision to make alone in the kitchen. Third, protect your mouth, day and night. Keep drinking water, but don't stop there. Sugar-free gum or lozenges can help coax your own saliva back to work, especially the ones sweetened with xylitol. Look for a rinse made specifically for dry mouth, and steer clear of ordinary mouthwashes with alcohol in them. Alcohol dries things out even further. Keep crunchy, water-rich foods like carrots and cucumbers around, because the act of chewing itself brings saliva up. And at night, a cool mist humidifier in the bedroom can make a real difference, so you're not breathing dry air for 8 hours straight. Fourth, take your signal to the right place. Worst in the morning, worth asking about your breathing at night. Waking often to use the bathroom, worth a simple blood sugar check. Dry, gritty eyes alongside it, worth mentioning to your doctor as its own pattern. Leg cramps in the mix, worth having your electrolytes checked. None of these are meant to alarm you. They're meant to point you toward the right question to ask, instead of just living with it. And one last thing, because it matters. If dry mouth ever comes with real trouble breathing, that's an emergency room situation right then. White patches inside the mouth that don't wipe away, get that seen by a doctor promptly. And if it ever comes with sudden confusion, weakness, chest pain, or a racing heart, that's a call to 911. Those are rare, but they're worth knowing. Here's what I want you to walk away with. That dry mouth you've been waking up with, the one you've been brushing off, is just part of getting older. It's actually one of the most honest, most readable signals your body gives you. It's been trying to tell you something for a while now. And now you know how to listen. If this helped you understand something nobody had taken the time to explain clearly, do me a favor, hit subscribe, tap like, and leave a comment telling me how long you've been dealing with this. It genuinely helps this reach the people who need to hear it before they need it. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to what your body is quietly